Coming inside tonight, Monday night forum. UNC said they're not having one, so Pep jump in. You know, Phillip under fix everything. Share the video, let everybody know we here. The last video on banking crossed 500,000 views, so now CNC3 TV6 talking about banking. That's how we do it. We're gonna change it. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna do that by highlighting it. Tell everybody, come inside. Phillip Alexander is live tonight.
The sunrise is slowly over the hills. Everywhere is gold and sunlight, but still most lights and are crowded. Yeah, there's a dark cloud that's shrouded. They don't smile and they never will. Only but just get they feel empty promises is what they hear. Oh, running water from year to year. Hearts that no one desire. That if there is a Messiah, someday we hear their whisper.
Come on, always parents. Can't eat 10 people in a one-bedroom shanty.
What's the sign on the pavement?
No vacancy, no employment.
Heaven for your curtain from gunshot.
You just know when things get hot.
Afraid to look out the window. Your voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 Lord, Lord, crying, crying. Voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 Lord, Lord, crying. Voices from the ghetto. Help us, Father. Mothers just holding pen up ball, and then woman stronger than a wall. I think push her iron she daughter, son in jail for manslaughter. Too bad for the beer they drag us. No bail, that's the black man's choice. Like shadows in poverty is hell. She make you look your child belly start to swell. Some say life is a cycle, but don't draw she no circle. Well, what they know, I can't tell. Outside the siren be howling, inside your belly be crawling. Police raid very often, since you measuring a coffin. One night in bed you're sleeping, next night is a web that you're keeping. Still running to bring you not to hear voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 voices from the ghetto. Crying, Lord, crying, voices from the ghetto.
They're suffering in the ghetto, but they're suffering in Westmoreland too. The whole country is suffering right now. All you're pretending, all your false pride and smiling. Everybody talking about who talking nicer while they unraveling your life.
Repented Friday soldier on.
Stunted pride.
Revolution state politicians on. And often their tragic story brings a journalist glory. No wonder if you were scorned. Or since the day they born, some call them rebels without a cause. These social victims of unjust laws, yet they kiss the heroes.
Renegade talking. Archbishop tell you, Phillip, you're talking too much negative. The world say Trinidad human trafficking from the government and the opposition. But the Archbishop focus on who talking negative. You see this shit-holing joke? Everything on top, pissing down on all you. It is time to stand together. And I'm telling you that 9 o'clock is my time. And I'm taking it back from tonight. Let them know, for the next 18 months, the Progressive Empowerment Party, we are on a war footing.
Opportunities are there always close. Can't get what once in white collar. So if you can't stretch your dollar, it's later for you from the life. You're shorter than from right. Life doesn't make dignity. Till there's only bitterness left inside. And every day is a hustle.
Arguments are settled with muscle till you're 6 feet deep by tree.
Children people drifting.
It's something that's smoking or sleeping.
Maybe you're trying to forget.
This life of misery and regrets.
No one to come to their rescue.
Except keep on turning Uju.
So they boom boxes together. Drum on voices from the
What they doing? They crying calm while you ventilating your short ass. They crying while your crinkled face smiling in the moonlight. They crying. Bunch of dirty, deceitful deviants. This country is a latrine pit run by canal conks and latrine rat. Trinidad and Tobago is governed by people who shouldn't be in our corridors of power. And our reality, somebody asked me, how soon do we change it? I tell them, at the earliest conceivable lawful opportunity. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, have the sole significant responsibility to rescue Trinidad and Tobago. Not for me, not for you, for we. It's a we thing. It's an African thing, and an Indian thing, and a Syrian thing, and a Chinese thing, and a white people thing, and a red man thing, and a Douglas thing, because all of we living in the same shit. And you could be living up behind Chinley Crack on the top of Goodwood Park Hill when you come down in the ghetto, because from the moment you leave Goodwood Park and you touch Western Main Road, you're in the ghetto, and from the moment you touch the ghetto, you're in danger. All are we in danger. The country is a shithole. The Commissioner of Police say by June the murders will end. Between now and then, the Prime Minister say, who dead? That's Trinidad. And all they taking that, wine on a Bamsi. My son tell me, Daddy, when you talk on these videos, you sound angry. I say, son, I just only do these videos because I'm angry. Understand, this is not a stunt for me. This is not for me on the side of the road, carnival time, waving as the bands go by. I'm not here for me and for popularity contest. My whole life I sexy. My whole life I sweet. My whole life everybody want to know me and be my friend. I cool, I good. I tick all them boxes already. My only reason for being in politics is to fix my country. And I'm telling you here tonight, if any of you don't see the country for what it is, switch this video off. Don't watch this. Go and watch CNC3 News. Stand for you. They vex. I call out John Abood and Bricks skin up on the balcony for the CNC3 Sadga article. But he had 2 lines in the whole conversation. Why you push the Syrian? Why didn't push the little Indian or the little black person or in the flicking minister? Why Sadga News Network? Why? The last time only do that, the last time only take Anthony Boudet in all your house and talk about we are the least but we are the most powerful. The country push back. And I tell you, the most fortunate, because unless it is workers working and people buying, giving you that money, then you have another source of income. And if somebody else asks a question, stop boasting. Stop boasting. Stop it. It is time for the people of this country to stand up together. Man, woman, child, I'm telling you, stand together now or sink alone just now. When I told y'all, my partner Dave Loxey I never knew a man was psychic till I watch Phillip videos and he say, a day will come when we will line up outside grocery. I tell all of that in 2017. When all they see that in 2021, man say, nah, they can't do with that. They can't tell we stay inside your house for a whole weekend, but send you outside for 200,000 all you to jam all your genitalia in each other ass crack and then come back and pretend COVID bad. COVID bad, but it's good. But it's okay, but it's killing you. If you're in the grocery, you can catch it. But if you're in SoCal, you're okay. Only buying that wholesale. No problem. We will go forward, you know. One way or the other, we're going somewhere. We can either go somewhere good, or we can end up where we going. This is our reality. A Princess Town man who claimed he was beaten by prison guards at the Frederick Street prison in Port of Spain in April 2020 has lost his lawsuit against the state. Brother, to even think about trying that, and they don't understand, you know. Or they don't understand. There was a song I wanted to play. There was a song I wanted to play. I'll play that for you just now. Right now, I have to share this video because the phone I'm playing the music on is different to the phone I'm broadcasting on. But I couldn't share the video while the YouTube was playing. So I have to do that now to the 30,000 people on the broadcast list. You see, Samga News, all they could do all they want. They could do what all they want. The writing on the wall. The writing on the wall. Traditional media dying. BC Paris tell me the difference between traditional media and social media is traditional media just check the facts. They just come with facts, Phillip. That's the difference. You can't trust social media, but you could trust traditional media. Tell that to Peter Minchell. TTT kill him on Carnival Tuesday. TTT kill Peter Minchell on Carnival Tuesday. BC Paris, where? Make a comment now, brother. It's like the Archbishop. The Archbishop putting out release on song lyrics, the jackass. Because I read the song lyrics, hard mass, and it was complimentary to the church. They should have smiled that people willing to still do that. But I want to put a release on that. But your government and your opposition named and naming one another in pedophilia, child abuse, and human trafficking. And we're not taking that serious. Devon Maraj said, while he was stroking the young thing head in Hyatt, can you remember that picture? Remember that picture? Remember when he was Minister of Works? And half his job was tracking the thing in licensing office. Well, I remember them saying the same Devon, my partner. While he was stroking the young thing head in Hyatt, one of his partners in the cabinet was offering him prostitutes, young girls. He said Moodilal and all of them knew about it. He knew about it. Because he said he hear about it, you know. He said John tell Sally and Sally tell William. He said he knows because he was offered prostitutes. And he said, no thanks, I stroking a young thing already. So he turned down the prostitutes. But my question was, as usual, to him, Stephen Cadiz, and the rest of them who conveniently ventilating the asshole now, why you didn't ventilate your asshole when it could have helped the prostitutes, when it could have helped the little girls being trafficked? Why didn't say, hey, that's illegal? I call him the poor Gary. Oh, Gary's not the commissioner. I will call it. I call him the commissioner. I said, hey, I have a cabinet colleague selling little girls. But you didn't do that, Devon. Like Rowley, when he knew that Calder Hart and Manning was eating out the treasury, he knew. I went to the Prime Minister in August 2003, but eat cabinet food and drink cabinet wine till 2009. Men like Devon Maraj and Vasan Bharat, They ain't worth what it will take to pick them up and throw them. It ain't worth that energy. Don't trust them as far as you could pitch them. Them fellas, only for them. Devon Maraj have a song to sing for any side that paying the piper. Right now, that is PNM. Right now, he is. And that's what the UNC's created. The UNC's create these monsters. When you're here and you read a man talking about race, I mean, when you read a man who built his career on separationism and pushing one race over another, when you read that, when Krokro sing about our next sat outside, Krokro didn't know that they had organizations in this country set up to just push one race, and that there are people outside there used to run them organizations. You attack the wrong man. You call the wrong man name. And that's the truth. But the UNC, Kamala and them just wanted to win. Them don't care who you put. That stray dog with fleas that walking past it popular in St. James. Put it in the run for St. James. Like Kamala ain't care. That's why all of them falling apart. The counselor who the woman say he conned her to get a green card. Baby, you look for that. None of we can help you now. Report him to ICE. Let them come for him. But in Trinidad and Tobago, the people of this country have allowed themselves to be made fools of, to be ridden like asses for generations, to be taken for fools politically. I remember this song my partner sing. I wonder if I still have it.
I must live from a land so far. I was born and I was brought here from Africa. I must live from a land so far. I was born and I was brought here from Africa. When it was legal like fire from the white master every day, got down on the knees, weeks and weeks before we crossed the seas to reach in the West Indies. They made me work. I said I work. Good Lord, no pay. I say I toil so hard.
Pumpkin fries and KFC.
Dying.
Swinging battle for security companies. 50,000 security guards in Trinidad. 5% of the working population. Free take 4%. No medical insurance for fire service and police officers. But we celebrate Emancipation Day.
I wanted to run, but the English state master standing there with the gun. Oh, I know he was shoot to kill.
Let's
So I stay and I pray, but I'm running still. I study night and day how to break away. I got to make a way and escape. But every time I think about the whip and them dogs, my body has started to shake. He made me work. I said I work. Oh Lord, no pay.
scrubbing yard and digging hole. Take a walk for the Alsen wife. Go and fix pavement in Woodbrook so them can collect big money and you take shit pay.
I'm crying.
yourself a new master. And Rowley play this? And Rowley play Toby for them? Rowley, you open the door for this conversation, brother. Who protecting them poor black mason? Toiling in the hot sun and Woodbrook for the small money. Balize House. What's the difference between Balize House?
In my heart, there was much to say, and I hope that the boss will listen to me someday. Although he knew my request was small, 'twas the sting of the whip there to answer me when I called. We had to chant and sing to express our feeling to that wicked and crooked man. That was the only medicine to make him listen. And it's so began. He gave me word. If I never said a word, oh Lord, no pain. I said hard each day. I'm dying. I'm
Our reality, our truth, inescapable. You could do what you want. Look at my country. Get sick tonight. Go in a hospital. Cuss the doctor. The doctor asking you what you want me to do. Is 1 away and 500 patients on shift. All the medicine that they bring in here, it's not here. They're billing we and it's not coming. They're paying bills for things we not getting. And when it reach, it thief in. How you expect we to do the work? How you expect we to do the work? You're paying police shit money. You're paying police complete shit money. Police cussing and complaining, but they can't protest because it's against the law for them to protest. So they have to just grind and grind. But you have them outside there, face to face with the criminal element. And the criminals laughing at them and making big money. Police getting injured in the line of duty and getting no pay. Police getting injured in the line of duty and have no insurance to cover them. They have a doctor they can go and visit in a hospital, they can pass through, and if they're lucky, they could get through. And that is not how you run insurance for your law enforcement. That is total disrespect. Complete and utter disrespect. We talking about that in the parliament? No, not at all. That don't make the parliament. We are talking banking. All of a sudden, they're talking banking because Phillip Alexander forced it into the conversation. Once again, we fixing it. And you all have to see it now. You have to take responsibility because you have an opportunity now. You have champions now, not shit snakes that interfere with people in Gilcharan. And I've been telling you all that for years. You get a report from Sabga. Sabga tell you that big government ministers was interfering with the children in the homes, trapped in burglar-proof cages, where they beating them inside of there. Tie one girl between wrought iron and whip she with an extension cord till she decide to behave. Rowley show you Toby? Why Rowley didn't show you that little girl? Toby was 400 years ago. What going on now in the homes in this country? Why he didn't show you that? Why didn't show you that? We'll pray for her. We'll pray for her family. We'll pray for the person who was driving the car and the person who get knocked down and killed. We'll send prayers, hopes and prayers, and that will make you all happy. The country is a shithole. The country is a shithole. It's not a real place, Keith Rowley. It's been ruined by the People's National Movement. You, single-handedly and personally, destroyed our energy sector, reduced it to nothing. On the third tranche of laying off people in the last LNG train running in the country and going to Guyana, who going for the stars and telling Guyana you want to help them. What help you could offer them, Keith? How to turn sugar into shit? You, Keith, they have a sugar business still. Them Karani still running in Guyana. What you could teach them, Rowley? How to turn sugar into shit? They still have a sugar industry and they still have, now they have one of the biggest energy industries in the world. If you look sharp, they must be growing cocoa and selling it too. What we have? Not one ass. Cat Bamsi face of a Minister of Finance doing people what they want. Because when you look around, Mr. Shortman, Mr. Hair Dye, who brain rotten from shoe dye in his hair, Rohan Cinnamon have them charging people $5,000 if your car not roadworthy, but the road mashing up your car. Or you're forcing people into anger, boy. The country is a shithole, and I want to tell Trinidad and Tobago something. It is paradise on earth convincingly, to quote David Rudder, but the PNM and the UNC have destroyed it. Ask Ganga Singh to explain to the country how water for all end up as desalcot. $500 million a year to desalinate seawater when all the water that we need in this country that drowns this country every year gets thrown into the sea. All you're making me an ass. Trinidadians so stupid, boy. All you're going to line up and press money in DNAC in hand to show the world your nanny and the little bit of tits God bless you with, instead of trying to stand up together and say, you know what, I want a future for myself and any children that may be spawned on Carnival Monday and Tuesday, because you know the pregnancy rates is be higher 9 months down the road. It's an ideal time to fornicate, and that's cool. I'm not a prude. Like yourself, I don't care. But what happens to you and your children when you're blowing up my phone to tell me your problem? Because all you can't eat tonight. Mr. Phillip, we can't eat. Mr. Phillip, we can't pay the bill. Mr. Phillip, things get hard under the lockdown. I couldn't pay the installment for 2 months and the bank said I'll take the car. Mr. Phillip, the landlord put everything we own in the road. Mr. Phillip, thank Phillip. Phillip, go fix it. It's time for Trinidad to fix it. It's time for Trinidad and Tobago to stand together. You see, I want to tell you, I've been telling you the truth for so long, and now they send Jason Gordon to tell you, don't take on the serious talk. Don't talk about the things that are wrong in the country. Don't be negative. 600 people get murdered, okay. We still have about 1 million more. Forget them. Let the dead bury the dead. That's what you're getting from on top. That's what you're getting from on top. And the UNC, so weak, so incompetent, that tonight, their Monday night forum get cancelled because they don't know how to deal with talk from the PNM. PNM get named in a report on pedophilia, on human trafficking, on our failure to manage the country, and PNM throw it on UNC, and UNC made up of the weakest, jokiest politicians in this country. Men like, who it is the one that attacked today? Who is the PRO? The PRO was against Kamala for Section 34. He was with us on the wrong table. Now he trying to defend what he was cussing. And I realize how that does look. The party is so weak. It's so easy for the PNM to blow them down. That tonight, them can't have no Monday night forum because all of them saying, I don't want to go to front tonight at all with all this drama outside here and people's name calling. So what are you going to do? What's your choices, Trinidad and Tobago? You will see kick out the PNM and Alan Karim, poor fella, sitting down in the wheelchair with nothing else to do but type UNC bullshit. But they didn't help him stand up. They didn't give him the stem cell treatment he needed when they was in power. Like a lot of things that they overlooked to do. So when I see Just Come, Marsha Walker, looking into the camera and shaking she locks and talking about the banking sector. Marsha, Phillip Alexander has been talking about the banking sector for 2 decades. The UNC was actually in office with a special majority and could have fixed it, Marsha. Why didn't they fix it then? Why didn't Kamala fix it then? Marsha, you brought up stories and you was talking about ambulance. Why you didn't follow through with that? Why didn't ask Kamala about that? Marsha, why? Rudy and Darsing, it's not even your constituency the divers is living. But you become so incompetent. Robert Amar asked me, you're not upset that they didn't invite you? Me? Upset? But I do my part. My job was to bring that issue to the public and make it so big that the government had to react and had a commission of inquiry. The divers families know They know that if it wasn't for Phillip Alexander, they'd have sit down in that bus shed. Then people would have dead and nobody in the country would have known and nobody in the country would have cared. Not anybody, especially not embarrassing. Them just only show up where a camera is so they can talk and tell people we are here and we are the opposition and we have a plan. That sniveling, nasalated jackass. Really embarrassing. Planting pui trees for the dead divers. But when the divers was alive, stuck in the pipe, you didn't come. But UNC know how to play doggy look about with small money and lawyers for lend. I will lend you a lawyer to sue the state. Come and stand up with me, Paul and yellow shirt, because they leave you hungry. You see, that's the tag team of the PNM and the UNC. PNM give them nothing. Leave them to suck salt. But if they was walking with Phillip, we'd have shut down Paria. But that didn't happen. So now you're getting Marsha and Shillocks and nasally embarrassing, coming to stunt. And that shit is what you settle for. And that's the problem with Trinidad and Tobago. Because we allow shit to happen politically and to continue. They have Rudrenat Endarsing have nothing to say here. Because he knew, like the country knew, when those million people was watching, he knew David Lee show up. It's David Lee constituency. Why David Lee didn't plant the poetry? Why he didn't plant the poetry? The UNC is a freaking joke. And I am telling you, Trinidad and Tobago, especially the UNC supporters, because if all you don't leave the UNC and come and support a political party that will give you a chance, that will make sure that from the first day we get into office, all of the Caroni farmers, ex-Caroni farmers who hold in visa paper, or they will get all your land and we will go with the bulldozer and remove any squatter on the property that was promised to you. Because according to the law, that land is yours. But if the state is barring you from taking possession, then the state is culpable and you can't squat on that. So we will bulldoze the squatters that are on the Caroni workers' land and give the Caroni workers the land. We might have to find somewhere for the squatters, because in this country, if you don't help them, they go dead. And that's what the PNM and the UNC in this, the third wealthiest nation in the world, brought people to. Brought people to. But we have money to help people get big in society. People who a generation ago didn't have a pot to piss in and a place to put the pot. I know. Whoever family I went to school with, I know. They didn't have a pot to piss in and a place to put the pot. I know people today who are billionaires, who live in a 2x4 house on Anna Street in Woodbrook. I know people who mommy used to come and pick them up in a grey Belmont in St. Mary's College. 3 of the 4 doors falling off. Today you're billionaires and you own half the properties in Fairways. I know. But the laziness of the Trinidad voter, the ease with which they could play doggy look a bone, the ease with which they could put them diverse families on the back of that boat and stunt for them and get some minutes of media, that's Trinidad's problem. Because those diverse families supposed to tell the UNC no thanks. Phillip Alexander is the reason the country and the world knows our loved ones' names. Phillip Alexander and the Progressive Empowerment Party. And we will stand with him and we will build with him. And if it takes 5 years to get into office, I know when he gets into office, he will make sure that we get justly treated. I know. Because when Ole was home, powdering all your ass, playing carnival, Phillip was down in Paria with us. Mosquito biting, rain falling, he there with us. But we don't have that in Trinidad. We don't have that. And it is too easy for them to divide us by things like race. It's too easy for them to suffer us and then play doggy look a bone. And that's the truth. Because if I did not take Curban call, and if when I took Curban call, because I was dealing with fire service and some children who died in a fire at the time, so that was important too. But I had to decide to put that on hold and go and respond to Curban and go down Paria. You see, Christopher Bodram, people picking up little donation and sending for him because they give a shit about the divers in Paria because Phillip Alexander made it so. Philip Alexander put that in the country face. You couldn't turn away. People all over the world was calling people on Trinidad and saying, that is your country, and shame in you. If it wasn't for Philip Alexander, the same way the man lose his leg down in Paria and nobody know his name and nobody cared, the same way the man dead in the fire and nobody knew and nobody cared, they'd have washed all you out to sea. Express say the search is on, with a picture of the wide open ocean. Like the divers was missing in the wide open ocean. If it wasn't for Philip's videos, nobody would have known. So you tell me today, how does Indar Singh end up planting a puwi tree for people he didn't give a shit enough to come out his house? They didn't die in an hour. It took an entire weekend, and we were broadcasting for the entire weekend. Why Indar Singh didn't get his sniveling, nasalating ass down to Paria and stand up with us in the mosquitoes in the rain? Why he didn't come? We were planting poetry for the dead. Miss me with your bullshit, Indar Singh. The UNC is a joke. And the UNC followers tonight, I am telling you, the Progressive Empowerment Party, as long as I lead it, will never join with the UNC. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. And they're panicking about splitting the vote. Let them panic, because Anil Roberts, drunken ass, I want to hear him call my name. Anil Roberts, drunken ass, he used to talk when he had parliamentary privilege. Anil Roberts, drunken ass, Carnival Tuesday is what you're telling your children. Vote for that. That is something to look forward to. That is something to look up to. And look at your country. Look at your parliament. Look at what is there and offering itself to you. And tell me if we are not broken because of choices we are making. Tell me. 796-8172 is Satish Ramsaran's number. We are building a national caucus. We had standing room only. We ran out of meals on Saturday. This Saturday, we expect it to be bigger. If you are interested in being part of the national planning team of the Progressive Empowerment Party, WhatsApp me directly, 682-2110. You don't have to have all the degrees in the world. You just have to have love of country and a willingness to serve it. Not easy. This hard. This is hard. My father tell me the race is not for the swiftest, son. It is for those that can endure to the end. Somebody messaged me on one of my threads and said, don't let your father down, you know. Remember the promises you made. I will keep my word. I spent my whole carnival contemplating how to just say, I done. Because I did a video saying to the people, unless we stand together, all the noise in the world, all of it, not making a difference. You have to know that the PNM has destroyed this country from Eric Williams to now, has destroyed it. And the UNC has looted the carcass. Those cannot be your choices. If you still supporting the human trafficking political parties at this point, then look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself. A man, I can't remember his name, but I like to call the name, who was telling me, good for the man when the police shoot him when he on the ground. I say, okay, but let that never be you. He said, that could never happen to me. I said, so you know already the man guilty. Guilty by what? Color? Guilty because, you see, in this country, a charge is not a conviction. In Trinidad, you never know. You never know what number could come up for you. You could never know what girl you're looking at in some bar and she boyfriend, she outside man is a police and he sets you up. You don't know. That's why we have a 7% conviction rate. 796-8172 is Satish Ramsaran's number. We are filling our spaces on the 25th of March. We are having our next public meeting, our next public gathering in Central, Chaguanas East, next to 2001 Carpet House. That's a month from now, the 25th of March. If you would like to assist with that, let me give you a Lachman Ramroop number. Lachman Ramroop and team are in charge of Central. Lachman Ramroop's number is 752-1888. If you want to get involved in what we're doing, and if you would like to help financially or volunteer for that mass meeting in Central, reach out to Lakshman Ramrup at 752-1888. His team includes Nicole Bangla, and Nicole number is 737-0911. And of course, you could reach out to my assistant Indira on either of these two numbers, 702-7445 or 499-8382. Satish will be putting all of these on the thread somewhere. You'll be seeing those numbers just now. And Amanda is the San Fernando assistant, and her number is 778-0029. This coming Saturday, we are having our first walkabout in Central for this meeting, and I will be there for that walkabout. Straight after that walkabout, we head back to PEP headquarters for the second in a series of planning election meetings. And if you would like to be a part of that, please come and join us. We are very transparent. I like that Ratface Roader has been posted on Facebook. Every time one of our people put out $200 for membership in the party, $500 for lifetime. And I like that Ratface likes to share that. She shares that among her crew and among those people who, well, but Phillip wants that money. Phillip looking to go Brazil. Phillip looking to go on vacation. Phillip paying for your townhouse. All that shit they decided to talk, right? But they're not asking where are we getting the money for slave catcher headquarters, Balize House. Where the money coming for that? Where? What the membership is costing the PNM? At least the Progressive Empowerment Party is transparent. At least here, we're not in slave catcher business. Here, we have no deep pocket financiers. Here, we have no political investors that come in here and give you a little piece of money, and when election done, take in the national treasure. That's not happening with the Progressive Empowerment Party, the opposite. And I want to tell you this. I want to tell you this clear. Put me in office, and all of them who have looted, all of those who have looted the treasury, all of those who have benefited from corruption and ill-gotten gains, we are going for them. It is them we are going for. That, more than anything, is my purpose in politics. When I tell you that I want a better country, I know the way to get a better country is to break the contract mafia, and that is my job. That is my role. I am not the rest of those political stunters that make you think that they know what they're about or what they're doing, or they have a plan. They don't. You hear the things we talk about, and people say it all the time on the threads, that Phillip Edward Alexander is the only person, and the Progressive Empowerment Party. We have some strong soldiers like Limmer and Sheldon Can and David Welch. We have some strong soldiers who talk in the talk and walk in the walk too. But Phillip Edward Alexander for decades have been raising the issues in this country, and the Progressive Empowerment Party is a bridge to a better country, is a bridge to a better future. This is the bridge you want to cross. The Progressive Empowerment Party. And you have a responsibility, not for me, for you, to show that this party is the biggest party in this country's history. Red, white, black, green, and every shade in between. Come and join. Whether you're a Trinidadian based in Trinidad or a Trinidadian based in New York or Canada or Frankfurt or Sweden. I get Trinidadians calling me from Iceland. There are 500,000 people in Iceland, and Trinidadians finding me from there. Wherever you are, the Trinidadians in Dubai, listen to me. My number is 682-2110. We have a very good chance of winning the election. Help us do it. Give us the funding to buy airtime to fight them on the same ground they're fighting on. Give us a level play field. Help us win the election, and we'll fix all of it. You'll be able to pick up your family and come back to the Trinidad that you missed, but now a first world nation. I told contractors today, get all yourself ready. Get all yourself ready. No Chinese contractors, no French contractors, no Russian contractors. Trinidadian contractors, get yourself ready. We have to build 200 purpose-built schools. replacing all of the schools with 200 purpose-built schools. We are going to build a campus in the center, the dead geographical center of Trinidad and Tobago, for the 250,000 people that drive into Port of Spain to buy panty and bra from Abu now will spend 15 minutes and get to work. We will be building a proper green city in the center of the island, so you can run to work, you can ride to work. The office building will have showers and lockers and changing rooms. It will have daycare. It'll be solar powered. It'll be all the things that you want to know a progressive country, a modern country is capable of. We will do that. We will shut down the borders in this country. We will work with international partners and rotate Coast Guard and warships between Trinidad and South America. Nothing comes in without being searched and checked from stem to stern. We will end the drug trade, end the money laundering, end the guns coming into this country. We will put proper functioning customs and excise officers. We will make sure that we will broadcast live on the internet everything that checks, so nothing coming through this country without it being stopped at the legitimate ports of call and out in the sea, 3 miles out. So once we do that, we could give police officers $1,000 for every gun they bring in. And Rowley said there are 40,000 guns outside there. So that's $40 million for police to work overtime and make. And by the time the guns come out, the company that's selling the laser sight swing shot, you come in for people like all you. Don't be advertising gun to, swing shot to kill dog and pigeon. What kind of fool are you? People tagging me. What's the name of the company? Put up their name and put them on blast. Trinidad and Tobago could be a proper functional work, highest standard of education in the world. And I'm telling you something. Countries like America and Canada and England and France and Spain and Portugal, countries in Central America and South America, countries as far as Japan, who want to help Trinidad and Tobago end the drug trade, end the gun trade, end the human trafficking, end it. And then we want to secure the nation's borders so that it is impossible for you to get an illegal firearm in the country, so we can end the arms race and the accidental shootings. We can end all of that. We will make our justice system functional. We will put a timer on every court matter. We will make sure that the judges are responsible for the performance of the matters and the cases, case management in their courts. That if you are arrested, they have 24 hours to charge or release. And if they charge you, they have 6 months to prosecute or drop the case. And if they prosecute, they have 1 year in a court. That way, the backlog over. And we will find judges that are capable of that. And if we need courthouses, it is too easy to spend $500 million putting lipstick and rouge on the Red House. That $500 million could have built a massive court complex that could have cleared up the backlog, and then we could have used it for something else. Could have used it for something else. Healthcare, 41 purpose-built mini hospitals in every constituency, 24/7, including ophthalmological dental suites, 24/7. So that the only time you ever have to go into a hospital is if you have long stay and surgery. Because our healthcare centers, many hospitals, would be run by nurse practitioners, and we would have minor surgery suites. So basic surgeries, cataract operations, all that getting dealt with within the constituency. We will make sure our purpose-built schools, the 200 purpose-built schools, are community schools. So they have no more prestige schools and no more religion-picking schools. Education is a right of all of the children, and all of the children will be benefiting from the same education. And principals and vice principals will be responsible for the performance of the teachers and the students in their school, and they will be removed and relocated and promoted or demoted based on performance. And we will make sure that all of our children, we will monitor them every year to see how they're performing against their own self. The race is not for the swiftest. It is for those who can endure to the end. And we could make Trinidad and Tobago, we could go back in time. All of those who did not benefit from a proper education. I had a top top social media influencer on with me, and he told his story about how his father found out they put his child in the wrong school because I guess they must have had somebody who was pocketed it differently for the big school, and they put him in a shit school and he failed his life. They had to turn around and become an influencer to make it. But I will give him and people like him an opportunity, because at 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, when the schools close for the normal system, it will open for after hours classes, and we will bring all of the retirees who want to work and put them to work and pay them. And if you are marketing or lawyer or doctor, and all of you who retired, any engineers, we'll put you back to work. We will give you classrooms, and you could work 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, whatever works for you, and you get a salary. Because when people retire and they have nothing for them to do, they just dry up and shrivel up and dead. We will give you the opportunity to share, because most people retire at the pinnacle of their knowledge and experience. We will give you the opportunity to make money. We will provide the classrooms, and you could share it. Homework, supervision, martial arts, sports, arts, entertainment, any creative arts. We have all of that square footage that's locked up at the end of the day. The Progressive Empowerment Party will open it up to make sure that all of our people at the end of the day's work, if you want to go, so you don't have to just go and smoke weed or drink rum and lime on the corner and get yourself in trouble. You could get yourself into a course. This week you could learn to do this, and that week you could learn to do that. And all of those certificates will benefit you at job interviews. And a Progressive Empowerment Party government will make jobs job one. Our first mission to measure the success of us as a government is that everybody is gainfully employed. And when I say gainfully employed, not security guard work. And to the people who enjoying their security guard work, okay, fine, cool. But the vast majority of people who do it only do it because they can't get nothing else. And we will make sure that there are opportunities for everybody to not only do better than they're doing now, but to do better than that again. We can have full mothers and fathers stuffing fries in a box in fast food restaurants, like for children who in between junior school and university. We must make it possible so that the average citizen of this country could get a good job, and from that job improve themselves into a career. That's what we need to do. The people of this country, when you pick them up, and I want to tell you, or let's talk about people and the color and the race and where they come from. You take those same people and you drop them in America, and you drop them in England, you drop them in Europe, and they soar. And they become the best at what they do in the world. Hope and opportunity is all our people need. Our people are stagnant, they're stuck, they're corralled. The government uses every power of the state legislature and taxation to keep the people pressed down. The banks in this country doing the people what they want. A Progressive Empowerment Party government will remove by legislature all of those nuisance fees. And every public bank and Royal Bank and Scotia Bank want to go higher pancho. They have exits on every floor. They have 10,000 other banks in the world, and we will invite all of them to come here and eat of those billions of dollars that you all are sharing annually now. Give the Progressive Empowerment Party a chance. We have a vision. We've been fighting. We've been fighting for you when others have been fighting for themselves. We've been fighting for a better country. I'm asking you tonight to join the Progressive Empowerment Party, to visit phillipedwardalex.com and sign up, to visit www.21policies.com to see what we're about, to reach out to people like Satish Ramsaran. Satish is the person to talk to if you want to function in your community. Our next man to talk to in the mobilization department, I ain't leaving him alone. He need his moment in the sun. Is Akil Camps. You can reach out to Akil Camps at 684-9107 if you're in the Diego Martins. If somebody tell me today, run for a marginal, I bring in my bright light. Anywhere Phillip touched down, the whole place to shell down. Where I come, the light to shine and things just fix. I bring in my bright light. I run for Diego Martin West, I run for Diego Martin Northeast already. I think I'm running for Diego Martin Central this time around. I tell the fellas in 4 roads, I like how all you're talking. I like how all you're moving, and I come in to mobilize all you. Because since Phillip walk in 4 roads, councillors and them, you see them on the church arguing, I was going to do this, I was going to do that. All they know we had this plan. All they know we had that plan. And they're fixing thing one after the other. So maybe for the next 2 years, every month I will try to say that I'm running in a different constituency and bring all them shit snake who drawing salary under false pretenses to come and work for the people, like Indar Singh, finding his way around and knowing how now that he have to go and serve the people who vote him into office. Hey, Rudy? We're shit snakes. Politically, this country is blighted. We have the best nation in the world. Trinidad and Tobago should be paradise on earth, convincingly. But we're not. And we're not because of people like what is in office now. But we could fix that and we could change that. If you want a better country. Anthony Saloom on Saturday tell me, he said he want me to play this song. I'm playing this song for Anthony Saloom, Mr. Zoom himself. He said, let this be the focus of the party. Leroy Callis, they whine on your coffer, they whine back on you a little bit, Stalin. And they bury you, and now they forget you and they gone. But we playing your music forever. I am so sick and ashamed of the hierarchy of society, the people who have been using and abusing position to take advantage of the 1.4 million people in this country and weaken them. It is time to strengthen them. We want to fix it. Talking nonsense. But the majority of the people they are going to run because now is the time to show our patriotism. Because the country facing its darkest hour, and our people need us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, give ever your feel to surrender. We have one little thing that I want you always remember. Just a little harder. If we just get one more try and vote Pep into power and give yourself a chance, give the country a chance, stand up together as one people under one flag. Be proud to break down the walls of division. Be proud to stand with your black brother, your Indian brother, your Syrian brother. People just tell me, I just call out them corrupt Syrians, and I don't talk about the vast majority of good and decent Syrian people. My father was one of them. My father was a good and decent Syrian man who went to his grave, but he raised an entire family that all of them involved in public service for free our whole lives. That is my father and mother legacy. Good and decent Syrian people, and they have plenty. Because I just call out my family. Because I just call out those who using the little opportunity to be slack and depraved and greedy and boastful. Don't think that that is all Syrian people. They have good and decent people. Anthony Saloom is a good and decent Syrian man. He has been fighting for the homeless in Port of Spain longer than me. He has done things for them and he continues to do for them. People like him should be given national awards. Not these shit snakes, bandits that I see like. But you know what? That will continue to happen for as long as you allow them to use politics and use office to break us. Let us unite us. The Progressive Empowerment Party is the only political party whose slogan is one people under one flag. Come on. You know, you have to know, UNC supporters have to know that the party they're supporting have nowhere to go. Kamala is over. Kamala cannot fight. She cannot win. And none of the people, none of the tanko, none of them are around her. None have the ability to fight. None of them have the time, the length, the ability, the motivation, the understanding, the ideas. They're outside there posing and trying to stunt for their little opportunity. And I don't blame them. If feeding is what you want to do, feed. But don't feed in the treasury where the people looking to for leadership and guidance. We've had that too long. It is time to fix the country. It is time to fix it and make it work. It is time to stand together as one people under one flag. It is time to unite. It is time to stand up. It is time to be prepared to be the change that you want for yourself and for your children. Those of you who have escaped the plantation, well done. But if you could look back and send a little help, message me direct, 682-2110. I will deal with you directly. Help us rebuild and rescue this country. Must come about. Plenty empires in this country that cannot explain their wealth. There are plenty people in Trinidad and Tobago, plenty businessmen of all hues who have taken, what the Bible say, the easy road. It's time to unite the people in common cause. It is time. This Thursday Rum Shop Talk is back from 5 o'clock. Mark that. It's a big show. Plenty of the international doctors who have been leading the fight against the plan. Together with superstar Dr. Paul Elias Alexander, my brother. And if you want a better country, if what you want is a better Trinidad and Tobago, real unity is the way to go. It is time to stand together against the contract mafia. It is time to stand up as one people under one flag. It is time for us to stand up.
As the entry of the century.
I ain't come here for no stand up.
I'm not going no small friend. Let me extend my apologies with a big friend with big flag going overhead like canopy. Rag in my back pocket with our vest sneakers and wannabes. Knife tips and tight pants. I never really read none of these. I come from prospective, one from customs and from flower bills. Once I fed fire fit and license infect and them had a power bill. Everybody gone as a goofy bunchy on the pushing power still. If it's me and only me with power on a hill. I come here for no stand up. I come to party with my hand up. So all sugar people will do one in the year. You do one in the year. You do one in the year. I never come here for no stand up. I come to party with my hand up. All sugar people will do one in the year. You do one in the year. Yo, all sugar lovers do this. Show me your hand. Show me your
The big band now is Bungie and Fayan, boy. And I'm so proud of them, eh? I'm so proud of that dynamic duo, Bungie Garlin and his wife. And I saw a video of their daughter. She is going to be a soca phenomenon. Keep your eye on that child. What's her name? Suri? Keep your eye on her. My partner Anel Beam, boy. I vex, eh? I vex about Anel. And I want to tell you, we used to talk, boy. We used to talk regular. Anel was a fella. He wanted a Trinidad. He wanted a Trinidad blacks. I was hoping after the lockdown to get all of them on a stage together, all the real peppers there, Anil, blacks, even Kenny J, you know, some of the others who I can't call their name yet. But I remember the first time, believe it or not, I had an interview or an interaction with Anil Beam is after this song. I tell you, I love this song.
जब से तेरे नैना मेरे नैनों से लागे
Get talent now. Get talent.
जैसी नैना खुशी भी है ना जैसी नैना खुशी भी है ना
I had a play till Drew Party sing. Hear the production values in this little song now. When we were lighting candles for Andrea, this little woman came and talked to me. and she introduced herself. I had never met Drupati before, and she was there to light candles for Andrea. Rest in peace, my brother Bima. Rest in peace. The last song I'm going to play when I close off, because when I play it, it's for a whole different culture. And that song, when I play it, I trust that Facebook will mute it. So some of you might come on, and the last song in the end, you're not going to hear it. It might be muted. I don't know. It's up to Satish to write all the things they need to see that says we ain't really trying to thief your royalties. But to be honest with you, I don't want to be angry. And I am unangry when I am not talking politics. I am unangry when I am not on social media. I am unangry when I am not watching what is going on. And if I think to myself that all I need to do is just get out of this country, do like Devon Mirage and pick up and pack up and go. Do like Suzette, get out, go and live where it's nice. I could be unangry for the rest of my life. The only reason that I am angry is that my country is suffering. And the people, the poor, the broken, the dispossessed, those little girls being human trafficked, all of it and more. That's why I'm fighting for. My father tell me, to whom much is given, much is expected. And that colored and determined the life that I have lived. And I will see it through to the election in 2025 or before. Satish Ramsaran as party organizer, Akhil Kamp as deputy party organizer, they have a responsibility to get all the shadow MPs up and running and functional, so that if they snap their finger to snap an election, we will have 41 candidates, the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago, so that the people would have a real choice, and that the people of the UNC and the people of the PNM will know that if they want a better country, they have to take a chance for it. Everybody who ever got anywhere had to face reality and then move away from what they were living. My number is 682-2110. It is not to call randomly. It's the WhatsApp mostly. If you have a problem that I could fix, and I will fix it. I am surrounded by strong people. I am surrounded by capable people. But not only that, I work with a lot of the people in the Ministry of Works, in the Ministry of Local Government, Fire Service, Police. I work with people in law enforcement nationally. I work with people who are capable of solving problems. When you call me, the people in the Ministry of Health, I can help you, I can assist, and I am willing to. But I want you in return to stand up, ring the bell, raise the flag, tell the people, when you have nobody to turn to in this country, the Progressive Empowerment Party is a shining light, and Phillip Edward Alexander will fix it. Because we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, owe it to ourselves, owe it to our children, owe it to our future, owe it to the ancestors to pick up where we are and take it to somewhere where we could all be proud to say that red, white, and black represents me. The way when you see Rihanna sit down and talk and the interviewer, she say, I's a Bajan. I am a billionaire in America, but I am a Bajan, and everything I do is for black women and for black people and for women and for Barbados. And you see poor Nicki Minaj, she's have to try and mention Trinidad, but Trinidad is not a good place to be proud of right now, but it could be. And we should be proud of Nicki Minaj, the top 10 best rapper in history, kind of people that she beat out anyway. We talk long and we talk a lot. I want you to remember Indira's numbers are 702-7445. She's my personal assistant, 499-8382. Those are her two numbers. You could call Amanda at 778-0029 or Nicole, who is Lakshman Ramroop's assistant in Central. And the Central hub is going to be a powerful hub. Satish and Lakshman working on that. Lakshman is in charge of all of Central. His number is 752-1888, and you can reach out to his assistant, Nicole Mangala, at 778-0029. Rum Shop Talk is back Thursday at 5 o'clock. We have my brother, Dr. Paul Alexander, 4 local doctors, as well as many of the international doctors that you saw on CNN and Fox News. They're going to be popping by to say hi to Trinidad and Tobago, to let you know the kind of resources that we leveraging. And on Thursdays, when we're doing Rum Shop Talk, we're going to be pulling people for you to see that if we were in office, these are the kind of people you can rely on. Not that joke squad, that clunker that take us to the highest debt rate in the world. Saturdays at 1 o'clock, there's a caucus meeting at PEP headquarters, 14 to 17 Park Street, opposite Victoria Square. Make yourself available front and center. If you can't come, but you would like to volunteer in your community, reach out to Satish Ramsaran, 796-8172. If you are an overseas member, if you are a Trinidadian living abroad, looking on, seeing and hearing and thinking that what you're hearing and what you're seeing that you like and you want to support, my number is 682-2110. I want a conversation with you. We have good leaders outside in Canada, Anthony Sinanan, in America, Denise Xavier, but I want a conversation with you. Call me because we need your help, and I want to tell you we have one last good chance. There is 18 months for our 6-month timeline before the election, where we will decide what we're doing, how it's happening, where we're going. Come and be a part of it. Show them. Be able to tell your children, your grandchildren, you were the reason Trinidad changed. Let's get it fixed. This beautiful piece of music.
Bruciatura in cielo bruciatori, fuoco che si consuma come lume cori, l'anima che aggi addolorata non si dà pace, ma che mala notate. Brucia la luna in cielo, io brucio d'amore, fuoco che si consuma come un decore, l'anima che aggi addolorata non si dà pace, ma che mala nottata. Lo tempo passa, ma non aggiorna, non c'è mai soli, città non torna.
Let them never say I leave any cultures behind. One people under one flag.
Brucia terra mia, brucia lume cori, i siti d'acqua acqua accanto
Yeah. Trinidad and Tobago, the country we want is on the other side of our boat. You are seeing politicians show you their nastiest ways. Over the past couple of weeks, we've been bombarded with things from open pornography to hearing the political leaders of the PNM and the UNC accuse each other of suborning and supporting things like human trafficking. You cannot, in good conscience, excuse any of that behavior. You cannot talk lesser evil when all of it is evil. We cannot, as a people of any hue, of any race, engage in apathy and say that we're not into politics when politics is destroying this country. All of us are called to be political right now. The Progressive Empowerment Party continues to stand as a beacon to a brighter future for all of us. We are willing to work with all of the good and decent people as long as they are good and decent people. I want to tell you that you will see people come on the threads and talk about things that shouldn't be the determining factor. You cannot tell me that because the UNC won in the past, we need to link up with the UNC to win in the future. I do not think that there is any purpose to be served in Trinidad by the United National Congress anymore. I do not think that they represent the sugar workers. I don't think that they exclusively represent anybody of any race, and I don't think they represent anybody, period. I think the UNC has done a good job of representing its financiers, those who own gas stations and big contracts and move from one truck and one backhoe to being billionaires. That's who they represent, just like the PNM. Two sides of the same cancer. You have to face this, and we have to stand together, because if we don't fix it, we will end up in real trouble in this country. Look at where we are. Look at where we are. Look at our roads. Look at our emergency rooms. Look at the conditions of the schools we send our children to. Look at what they feed them. I read people say the nastiest things to each other about don't make children if you can't mind them. If that was the truth, you know how many business leaders, how many people in this country, how many superstars and athletes would not be born? That is not the way to treat each other. We need to stand together with people and say, for the third wealthiest nation in the Western world, we shouldn't be buying we shouldn't be treating people children like that. We've lost our compassion. We've lost our way. We need to come back to the country that Trinidad and Tobago used to be. A place where good and decent people could raise their family in safety. We used to be a people that every creed and race could have found an equal place. That is not the Trinidad we live in now, but it could be again. And it is why the Progressive Empowerment Party's slogan is one people under one flag. We invite you to join us Saturday. If you would like to come, please WhatsApp me 682-2110 or WhatsApp Indira at 702-7445 or 499-8382 or Amanda at 778-0029, and let them know you're coming, because we cater lunch on our Saturday meetings. Yeah? So, until tomorrow, because I come back from a 9 o'clock slot and I will be doing live videos every night until the election. Until tomorrow, stay safe.